The MIDA Multitool is an exotic scout rifle obtainable from engrams, in-game rewards, or occasionally sold by Xur when he's feeling generous. It was one of the best exotic weapons in Year 2 for PvP and held a solid reputation in PvE due to high caliber rounds being a hidden perk. Sadly, Bungie took off that hidden perk because they felt it was causing the weapon to overperform in PvP. Well, now it's Year 3, so let's see how it performs with the new stuff in Rise of Iron. First up, let's take a look at the perks. First up are the Muzzles with soft ballistics, less recoil, penalty to impact, CQB ballistics, greatly reduced recoil, significant penalty to range, and smart drift control, predictable and controllable recoil, penalty to range. Ever since I used this gun in Year 2, I've used Smart Drift Control. Since this is a higher rate of fire scout, you don't have much time to correct for the recoil in between shots. Smart Drift Control makes the recoil almost completely vertical, which is very easy to correct for when firing as rapidly as possible. You lose out on some potential range by doing this, but this gun has always been for medium range engagements anyway. The first perk is Third Eye. Radar stays active while aiming down this weapon's sights. There really isn't anything bad to say here. The radar is a crucial tool in Destiny since the field of view is so narrow. This allows you to have all the benefits of being unscoped while being ready to ping someone when they enter your sights. Next up are the stat mod perks. We have Lightweight. When held, this weapon grants +2 character agility. Quick Draw. This weapon can be drawn unbelievably fast. And Field Scout. Increased ammo capacity. For PvE, go with Field Scout. Running out of ammo is kind of rare to happen on a scout rifle, but it can happen if you are only using your primary. This will pretty much make it impossible to run out of ammo unless you simply don't move from a spot. For PvP, I highly recommend going with Quick Draw. While the weapon also has a maxed out equip speed, Quick Draw will also decrease the time it takes to aim down sights. We are talking about the difference of maybe 1 to 2 frames here, but it's still a difference. Lightweight is an option for PvP, but the benefits you see from that are so insignificant that you just won't see a usable difference. The last perk is the MIDA Multitool. This weapon boosts movement speed and fires on a hair trigger. This is the perk that really makes the MIDA into a unique weapon. The movement speed increases not only your walking speed, but as well your sprint speed. However, it does not stack with other sprint increases like Headstrong. There seems to be a cap on that. The hair trigger perk also makes the gun incredibly easy to shoot, allowing you to easily hit shots frame perfect. You have to try pretty hard to oversample your shots when shooting this gun. Before we get into the PvP and PvE sections, I want to quickly talk about some of the other stats on this gun. This has a base 100 reload speed. You can still use reload gauntlets and other sources to increase your reload speed, but you don't really need to like on some of the other scout rifles out there. Another thing is the based aim assist of 90, capable of getting to 100 if you change the muzzles around. One of the reasons this gun feels so crisp is that massive aim assist. Your shots will effectively always land where you want them to as long as you're over the target. This also helps to counter the lower range of the gun. The final thing is the equip speed, which is at 100. It really can't go much higher than that, but things like Quick Draw do add a little bit of more snappiness to swapping weapons. You get a diminishing return on most of those stats once you max them out anyway. Alright, now time for a quick overview for this gun in PvE. The only reason this gun was really viable in Year 1 and 2 was the hidden high caliber rounds perk. This caused all of your shots to stagger targets, which made up for the lower impact. It didn't matter if it took another shot or two to kill something, since that target likely couldn't fight back anyway. Now targets will still absolutely get staggered, but only at the normal frequency that other primaries stagger shots, so chaining headshots will do it, just not body shots. The high aim assist and high rate of fire do make for a very good shooting experience on bosses and higher health mobs. While this won't be destroying health bars like hand cannons, it will still put out reliable and consistent damage for any fight. With Field Scout, you also don't really run the risk of running out of ammo anytime soon. There isn't really anything bad to say about this gun in PvE when looking just at the gun. However, due to its low damage, lack of high caliber rounds now, and no other utility like Firefly or damage boost, it just isn't the best option for PvE. I can only really recommend using this gun if you're in an encounter where movement is very important. That is where you will find the combat utility of this gun. Still though, you need to be killing things, and that's just a lot easier to do with other scout rifles or hand cannons with higher damage. Now in PvP, movement is still king, and MIDA is the best weapon out there for modifying your movement speed. Not to mention that this is one of the only few primaries that has an acceptable equip speed, so swapping to and from it allows for more rapid responses to whatever situation you're in. It can kill in 4 headshots, which is actually pretty easy to do due to its low recoil, high aim assist, and high rate of fire. The high magazine size of 21 also helps with battling multiple opponents or just laying down suppressing fire. All of this sounds fantastic, but sadly it still isn't the best primary out there. Clever Dragon or any pulse with high caliber rounds will pretty much outperform this gun. I compare MIDA to a scalpel and a high caliber rounds pulse to a sledgehammer. With the right precision, planning, and usage, MIDA will be able to destroy any opponent. But the simplicity of a hammer cannot be overlooked, and the name of the game is to kill a target. It's a lot easier to do that when your target cannot fight back due to the high caliber rounds flinch. Even fights where I get the initial shot off, I would lose to someone who's just spraying my body with pulse rifle shots. So if high caliber rounds was ever to get nerfed in PvP, then I can honestly see both weapons being on the same level playing field. But right now, the simple, brutal efficiency of a high caliber rounds pulse rifle outperforms the surgical precision that MIDA can offer. As far as weapons you can pair with MIDA, it actually works with just about anything. Since it's a scout, it will work towards the longer ranges on its own. You just have to keep in mind that sometimes you'll get outranged by other scouts or pulses. It works wonderfully in the medium range, and in a pinch, it can burst someone down in the closer ranges. A shotgun, fusion, or sidearm will do wonderfully as a mate for MIDA. However, because I'm me, I pretty much always use a sniper rifle. And that about does it for this review. I'll be keeping my reviews a little bit shorter from now on, so I can hopefully just make a little bit more of them. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.